Hello again, friends. It's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with another layout for SpiegelMom Scraps. I'm the guest designer there this month, and there is the discount code that you can use to get 15% off. It's different than the code I posted in my first video because for some reason there was a technical glitch and the original code does not work, and so try 15 Missy to get 15% off. So I'm going to use sequins from these two packs. The one with all the pink is called On Point, and the one with the blue is called Aquarius. And I'm going to make another winter layout, which is a challenge for me because we don't really have, we have cold here, but it's not, winter. So this picture is of me and my husband, and we were in Las Vegas several years ago, right after Christmas. And so it was cold, and I'm wearing a scarf, and he's wearing a jacket. So, it's a winter photo. So I just decided to dig into some of my stash for this layout and just sort of go for it. And so I pulled out some white cardstock and I believe some paper from the Snow and Cocoa crepe paper collection. And I actually have had some of this since last year because they re-released it this year. And I got a lot of the stuff that I'm going to use today in last year's Christmas hip kit, and so I pulled that out. So technically I've had this for a whole year, even though a lot of it is still very new. And I also pulled out some washi tape. I tore some of that paper. I really wanted to use that plaid paper. It's like a deep aqua green color, very, very pretty. And then I'm going to pair that with some pink washi tape and then some of that white washi tape that's got metallic gold dots on it. And this is going to be a really heavily mixed media type layout, and so I'm going to cover a lot of this with white gesso, and you can see already what it kind of does to anything colored. It sort of fades out some of the color and the pattern and just makes it look a little hazy and smoky and faded, and that's what I like to do to kind of make the background look a little messy. So these are the two Distress Oxides that I have, and actually they came in this month's color kit from Hip Kit, and so they're sitting on my desk and they're the perfect match. So I just smushed it down onto some plastic, added some water, and I'm using my brush to put some on another piece of plastic, and then I'm flipping that over and smushing it down. And usually I take a lot of time to really think about what I want to do, and then sometimes I just get the urge to just go for it. And this layout was a just go for it. I just started taping and smushing and flipping paint around and hoped that it looked okay. And I really like how it turned out. It's kind of a spur of the moment type of, just wing it and see what happens type of layout. And at first I thought, what is this? Is this even matching? Does this even look wintry? But I think it comes together. So hopefully you will think so as well. So I'm pulling in some of my shimmers paints here, and that's an aqua color. I'm going to bring in some pink as well. I wanted this to sort of just look like a nice big watercolor splotch behind everything. I let that dry, and then I did some machine stitching with gold, just back and forth, up and down that line. And you can see the shimmery shimmer of the paint and also of the metallic washi tape there. Now, this poor stencil of mine has been used for years. I think this was the very first stencil I bought. It's probably over 10 years old, and clearly I don't do that great of a job of cleaning it because you can see that it's heavily stained. But I love these lines that this makes, and so I'm just using some white acrylic paint and my little foam dabber attacher there, foam blender, whatever you want to call that, and I'm just trying to add stuff to the background. I just want it to look I'm not trying to create snow, but when I think of white in winter, obviously I think of snow, and so I think the white will look pretty on top of all of these darker colors that I've got going on there. And you can kind of see there, it just gives it a little bit of interest and texture. And then to add some white splatters, I just water down the paint a little bit more. I have not found a white spray liquid that dries like this does, and so I just water down some paint and it works great. And that's, of course, Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine because it stays out on my desk because I use it so frequently. But I love how this looks. I think it looks messy and it looks random, and it's going to make a great background, I think. But I'm not done. I decided I need more white, and I was really having a lot of fun smushing that little foam blending tool over this paper. And so I found this stencil, which again is very dirty because I'm terrible at cleaning it. And I'm just kind of creating some white dots. But the problem with that is I covered up the pink. I think the pink is kind of faded out. So I'm going to fix that. Add a little bit more pink. And this is, for me, the fun part of mixed media is just keeping going and, you know, adding this, changing this, putting this on top of that and spraying some more. And I just love it. It's fun. So I went through my, yeah, I guess I'm not finished. I'm going to keep splattering. You saw me there, I picked those up a second ago over on the left. I've got some snowflakes, and those were cut on vellum, and those are actually from one of, goodness, of course, now that I'm doing this voiceover, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a snowflake cut file that Paige Evans designed, and you can find that in the Silhouette store. And it's actually a snowflake border. It's like a border of snowflakes that kind of goes in the corner of your page, but I just kind of ungroup them and then resize them and cut them individually, and so I can place them around like this. And I wanted some subtle snowflakes in the background, and that is what vellum is perfect for. It's subtle. You can still see what you cut, but it's, you know, it's not covering up anything important. It's very subtle. So here I pulled out a bunch of Snow and Cocoa ephemera, and I'm going to try to use several things from that to, you know, give this more of a wintry feel. And I was inspired by the colors in the sequins, but also in the color, or by the colors in this collection. There's a lot of pink, there's a lot of aqua, there's some black, a little bit of red. I don't use any red on this page, but I do go with the black, the aqua, and the pink. And this is a sheet of pattern paper from Snow and Cocoa, and I've already used it on a layout for something. I can't even remember what recently. I've made so many pages lately, they're all blending together. But I'm just going to fussy cut a couple of these trees to use, again, to symbolize that this is a Christmassy type winter photo. And then I'm going to come in with some thread, and I'm using white at first. I thought white would be pretty because it's winter, but then I thought, no, I need a pop of that dark pink. So I'm going to add just a little bit of pink thread on top of the white thread. And so you'll be able to see both. And again, I just love using thread. I think it adds wonderful texture. It adds great pops of color. And since I'm all about being messy on the background, I think it just adds to the messy factor. You know, it just looks like, hey, some random thread fell on my page. Why? We don't know. It's just there. And I never have a reason why I like using thread, except for I just do. It makes no sense. I know it's random and it serves no purpose, but I love how it looks. And yeah, so I use it pretty much on everything I make. So I'm going to make sure my picture is straight. I'm going to glue that down. And I know someone's going to ask me, I'm using Scotch tacky glue in that fine liner bottle. And look at my poor fine liner bottle. It's so used. My fingers are always sticky and dirty, and so my bottle looks so grungy, but it's so loved. It's my most beloved bottle, and I'm probably going to use it until it dies. And it's been going for a while, so I don't know. It may live forever. So this is a little acetate piece. It's see-through, and I want to cut it because I wanted to rearrange Oh So Cold, and that is going to be my title. Because I think I've used so many, you know, the word love and winter. I just wanted to do something different, and I had that there, so I thought I'm going to cut that and use it. And I'm going to put another snowflake right underneath it there, just to give a little bit of something underneath that transparent piece. And when my glue dries, you can't even tell that it's underneath there. Now that little pink banner piece that I'm going to use underneath it, that is actually an exclusive. No, it's not. I don't think it is. No, I think that did come from crepe paper. I was going to say it was a Hip Kit exclusive, because when I got this kit last year, there was a ton of exclusive things, but that's actually from crepe paper. It says The Wonders of Winter. And then this little piece, this is a little piece that came from Hip Kits. It says, I'll never forget this time together. And I love how that looks. And I thought I would just cut it up and stick it right down here to the bottom right, since the way the paper tore, there was a little bit of space there. And now here come the sequins. I like to add sequins at the end when I use them as accent pieces. And so I wanted to kind of scatter them around the page. And, you know, it just reminds me of snow falling and lights twinkling and just confetti type things. And it's going to add the greatest pop of color. I'm going to add a sequin in the middle of the snowflake at the top and then the snowflake at the bottom, because on all the other ones, the middle is covered up, so you can't see the center. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put lots of pink ones around from the On Point pack, and some of them are going to go on these little trees just to kind of make it look like there's twinkling lights. And I'm not going to make you watch me stick all those sequins down, but I used some blue, some clearish, grayish color ones, and lots of pink ones and light blue ones. So pretty. Journaling is going to go right there, and I'm going to use my black pen this time since I've got some pops of black going on. And then I thought I want to jazz up the left side of this page. And I had more, this is a Hip Kit exclusive from last year. I love this black and white stripe. And I thought I would just pull in a strip of it over here on the left. Because on so many of my white background pages, I just leave the edges alone and, you know, let it be white. But sometimes I like to do something different. And when I flip that piece over, I love that aqua. So I cut another strip of the black and white, and I'm going to layer it up to make kind of a crooked little stripy border here on the left. And I ruffled up the edges using my edge distressor, and then I'm going to use my hands just to kind of make the edges ruffledy. Ruffledy, that's not a word, but you know what I meant. Ruffledy. I did some gold stitching up and down there, and so I thought I've got the black and white and the aqua. I need a pop of pink. Not too much though. So I'm going to stick another snowflake over there on the left just for a subtle something or other, and then a couple of the pink sequins. And so I've got all the colors over on the right matching all the colors over here on the left. And I think that is going to wrap it up. I did add the date, but that's the final layout. I love how this turned out. I think it looks wintry and fun. I'm actually having a lot of fun putting together winter pages because usually summer pages are my jam, but winter is actually fun. I've done so many this month. I'm sort of on a roll, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So make sure you use the code 15Missy at SpiegelMom Scraps to get yourself some sequins. She has got a gazillion packs to choose from. Any color you want, she's got it. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the techniques or the products or anything at all, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And I'll be back next Tuesday with another video for SpiegelMom Scraps. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.